He started 11th, climbed into the top 10. For a few fleeting laps, Garrett Mitchell, better known as Cletus McFarland, was going toe-to-toe with professional racers in the Arca Menards Series. Then it all came undone. One ill-timed decision, one twitch off the restart, and suddenly, the track exploded in chaos, cars crashing, careers colliding, and a wave of criticism heading straight for one man who, just hours before, was seen by many as just a content creator dipping his toe into a real driver's world. This is the story of how a YouTuber triggered one of the most dramatic moments in ARCA racing this year, and why it might be the beginning, not the end, of something much bigger. Garrett Mitchell isn't just a guy who uploads videos. His Cletus McFarland persona has become a full-on motorsports brand. He's built racetracks, hosted sellout events, pulled in tens of millions of views with burnouts, turbochargers, and off-the-wall builds. He made a career out of high-octane chaos. But racing professionally, that's a whole new level. In May 2025, he took the plunge again, this time at Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of the fastest, most technical intermediate ovals in the country. This wasn't a super speedway where you could draft your way into the show. This was about rhythm, corner entry, tire wear, precision. It was a test, one many believed he wasn't ready for, but he didn't back down. McFarland entered the 5th race of the season, suited up for 100 laps in the General Tire 150, and brought the pressure with him. He qualified 11th, no small feat given the strength of the field, which included veterans, rising stars, and hungry young drivers eyeing a shot at NASCAR's upper levels. Early in the race, he held his own. By lap 25, he was inside the top 10. He found rhythm. He was showing restraint. Then came the yellow. Most of the front runners pitted for fresh tires. McFarland and his team, looking to gain track position, stayed out. It was a gamble, a bold one. But on a track where grip falls off fast and experience reigns, it was also a dangerous one. He lined up on the front row. Next to him, Grant Finger, a decorated veteran with years of experience in top-level NASCAR and ARCA competition. Behind him, aggressive young drivers itching to capitalize on worn tires ahead. The green flag flew, and disaster struck. McFarland spun his tires just slightly off the launch. That momentary hesitation stalled the outside line. William Sawalich, in a split-second reaction, tapped McFarland's rear. McFarland's car snapped sideways, shooting into Isabella Robusto's line. Her car launched into the wall at full speed. Behind them, mayhem. A violent, domino-like chain reaction crumpled nearly 10 cars. Engines blew, sheet metal bent. Races ended before they had a chance to begin. In a flash, what had started as a strategic gamble turned into a rolling caution highlight, and all of it, fairly or not, was pinned on Cletus McFarland. The backlash was instant. Critics on social media labeled it predictable. "This is what happens when you put influencers in real cars," one tweet read. Racing forums lit up. Some called it embarrassing. Others demanded ARCA rethink who it lets onto the track. And for those caught in the wreck, especially drivers like Isabella Robusto, it was more than frustrating. It was infuriating. They'd come to race, to build resumes, to chase championships. Now their day was over, thanks in part to a guy with a YouTube catchphrase. But amid the wreckage, something unexpected happened. Cletus didn't run from the heat. He walked straight into it. In his post-race interviews, he didn't blame his crew, didn't point fingers at other drivers. He stood there, owned the mistake, and told the truth. "I made a rookie mistake. A huge one. I spun the tires. I zigged. She zagged. And I ruined multiple people's races. I feel awful. That's on me." He apologized, not just once, but over and over, on TV, on social media, on his own YouTube channel. He reached out to the drivers involved. He called the restart the hardest moment I've ever experienced behind the wheel. And that moment, raw and real, did something important. It humanized him. It earned respect, not just from fans, but from people inside the sport. Because whether or not you think he belongs in ARCA, there's no denying this. Cletus McFarland is serious about racing. After the crash, his car was damaged. His chances at a top 5 were gone, but he didn't park it. He stayed in the race. Lap by lap, he fought forward. By the checkered flag, he had clawed his way back to 9th place. His best ARCA result yet. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't easy, but it was real, and it showed something critics didn't expect to see: grit. While McFarland's crash dominated headlines, another story was quietly unfolding at the front of the field. Austin Green, in only his second ARCA start, put together a clinical performance. He led 52 laps, held off fierce competition, and crossed the line first to claim his maiden ARCA victory. Green's triumph added a layer of legitimacy to the night. Amid the wrecks and drama, the next generation of talent shone through. And that's what ARCA is all about: development, pressure, growth. But McFarland's presence reignited an old debate. Should influencers be allowed in professional racing? Some argue absolutely. They bring in new fans, new revenue, and media exposure that traditional drivers can't match. McFarland's fan base is massive. Every race he enters attracts viewers who might never watch an ARCA event otherwise. Sponsors love that. So do networks. But others argue that viral fame doesn't equal racecraft. That experience, training, and hours behind the wheel matter. And when things go wrong, as they did in Charlotte, it puts everyone at risk. Even McFarland seems to understand both sides. After the race, back in the hauler, helmet off, emotions running high, he didn't gloat. He didn't post clickbait. He posted humility. "This one's gonna stick with me, but I'm not done. I'll learn from it, and I'll come back stronger." That willingness to evolve, it's part of what keeps fans watching. He's already committed to more races, more seat time, more testing. He's spending time with teams, studying telemetry, debriefing like a pro. He's not just strapping in and hoping for the best. He's putting in the work. And maybe that's what makes this whole saga so compelling. It's not just a story about a crash, it's a story about growth, about what it really takes to earn your place on a professional racetrack. When the cameras are rolling, the haters are watching, and the competition isn't cutting you any slack. Cletus McFarland isn't the first outsider to enter a racing world with something to prove, and he won't be the last. But he might be one of the few willing to do it in full view of millions, with all the highs, lows, and brutal honesty captured in 4K. And in the end, that might be why he succeeds, not in spite of the criticism, but because of it. So what's next? The next race will be critical. The attention will be there, the stakes higher. Every decision, tire strategy, pit timing, restarts will be dissected, and every lap will be an opportunity to show growth or repeat past mistakes. The spotlight is merciless, but it's also a privilege. And while other rookies might race in obscurity, Cletus races under pressure. Pressure that could make or break him. The road ahead isn't guaranteed, but it's wide open. If he continues to learn, listens to his crew, builds relationships in the garage, and masters the craft, not just the content, he could become more than just a novelty. He could become a competitor. And if that happens, if he silences the doubters with results, professionalism, and humility, then maybe this wasn't just a viral moment. Maybe it was the first real chapter of a racing career. So what do you think? Did Cletus McFarland's Charlotte run prove he's out of his depth, or show that he has the heart and now the hunger to rise through the ranks? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because one thing is clear, whether you love him, doubt him, or just can't look away, you'll be watching the next one. And so will the entire racing world.